It was the gavel heard around the country as Congressman Patrick McHenry reluctantly entered the spotlight last year to preside over a Republican fight that led to his friend, Kevin McCarthy, being ousted as Speaker of the House. With no permanent Speaker, McHenry was bumped up to the acting position for 23 days.
Were you as angry as you looked when you slammed down that gavel?
I was angry. At the absolute stupidity of that moment.
McHenry says he was presented with the idea of becoming Speaker on a permanent basis, but he didn't want the top job. Instead, he served as a stabilizing force before Republicans eventually gave the gavel to Representative Mike Johnson of Louisiana.
Were you just tired of the politics? I mean, because you could have maybe made a run at being Speaker. Were you just sort of tired of it?
No. This is a really good question. I recognize that I was not fit for the moment and fit for the task required.
The decision not to seek the speakership is one McHenry likely would not have made when the North Carolina Republican entered Congress 2 decades ago at the age of 29.
I'm the youngest member of Congress, and with that, it's both a blessing and a curse.
I was a backbench bomb thrower.
By his second term, McHenry says he realized being an agitator is not how you actually get things done in Congress.
In many regards, my policy set has not shifted. The way that I've engaged, which is instead of holding out to get 90% of what I want or 100% of what I want, understand that getting 50% of what I want may be the greatest success.
The bow tie wearing congressman spent much of his time in Congress here in the House Financial Services Committee room. This Congress, McHenry was chair of the influential committee, trying to insulate the committee from the drama in other parts of Congress.
It's enormous power for a committee chair. And as soon as you leave this room, no one cares.
You're back to your
right? You're just back down to...
McHenry points to the committee's work to try and put in place consumer protections and regulations for cryptocurrency as some of his proudest accomplishments. He also cites his work last year to help negotiate a deal to raise the debt limit. But he doesn't always support cross-party work. He voted against the bipartisan infrastructure law and legislation to spur domestic production of computer chips. In 2021, though, he did vote to certify Joe Biden's election victory, contrary to the majority of House Republicans.
How do you feel you fit in today's Republican Party?
Look, I have long had concerns about the role of China. So in that way, the president's approach on China, I desperately welcome. His leadership on economic and regulatory issues is unrivaled in my lifetime.
On the social side, social issues?
Look, it's a matter of emphasis. I'm a conservative. I'm certainly a conservative. I'd rather spend my time on fruitful policy where we can get things done.
At just 49 years old, McHenry isn't counting out political office in the future, but says he doesn't know what's next. He does know it's time to step aside.
I leave here 20 years later looking at that Capitol dome the same way I looked when I got here. Just amazed that I get to work in that building. And so I leave with a grateful heart. I do. There'll be a lot I do miss. A lot I do miss.
In Washington, Ruben Jones, Spectrum News 1.
Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. Let Spectrum News be your resource for balanced, in-depth political coverage, and click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV to learn more about the candidates, where they stand on the issues, and more. We'll see you then.